Hello, and welcome to our training session on the role of the nonprofit organizations and how they intersect with local government agencies. My name is David French. I'm the executive director, and today we'll explore the fundamental aspects of nonprofit organizations. So, nonprofit organizations, or NPOs, are entities that operate for the purpose other than generating profit. But unlike other businesses that focus on maximizing shareholder value, NPOs are driven by a mission to address specific social, cultural, and environmental issues across the globe. Some key characteristics of NPOs include that they are extremely mission driven, that the organization's core purpose is to achieve its mission, often centered around public or community benefit. Really, the mission defines its purpose and direction, and it guides the principles for the organizational activities and the decisions. And they're often aligned with addressing critical issues such as poverty, education, healthcare, and so forth. And these goals are aimed at creating a positive impact and fostering sustainable development within communities. Profit reinvestment. So any surplus revenue is reinvested back into the organization to really help further develop its goals rather than being distributed to owners or shareholders. And then lastly is funding. So NPOs typically rely on donations, grants, and fundraising efforts, as well as in some cases membership dues and service fees to generate funding to operate. Looking at the legal and regulatory framework governing NPOs, NPOs operate within a structured legal and regulatory framework designed to ensure transparency, accountability, and ethical practices. And the framework includes one is registration and tax exemption, where most NPOs must register with government authorities and may qualify for tax-exempt status, which provides benefits like being exempt from federal income tax. Next is the governance standards. So NPOs are required to have a governance structure, often including a board of directors who oversees the operations and make sure that the NPO is in compliance with all of the laws. And then finally is the reporting and disclosure. So regular reporting and disclosure of financial and operating activities are mandatory to maintain that transparency and public trust. So looking at the importance of NPOs in community development and social welfare, they do play a critical role in this in a number of ways. One being addressing gaps. So they often will step in to provide services and support where government programs may be lacking or insufficient. They also will raise awareness on critical issues and advocate for policy changes to benefit marginalized and underserved populations. And then finally, they have community engagement, where they engage local communities in development projects, ensuring that the voices and needs of the community members are heard and addressed. So now that we have a basic understanding of nonprofit organizations and what they are and what they do, let's discuss how they interact with local government. So both NPO and local governments aim to improve community well-being and address public needs, and making them really natural partners. And so here are some common goals and areas where they can collaborate. First being public health and safety. So NPOs can provide health education, preventative services, and emergency responses support that really can complement local government efforts. Education and youth services, so collaboration on after-school programs, mentoring, and educational incentives can enhance opportunities for the young community. Social services, so NPOs often address issues like homelessness and food insecurity and mental health, and they work alongside with government social services to provide comprehensive support. Environmental sustainability, so joint efforts in environmental conservation, recycling programs, and green initiatives can help create healthier communities. And economic development, so NPOs can support local governments in workforce development, job training programs, and small business support, fostering economic growth. So looking at some opportunities and challenges in collaborating with NPOs, First is our opportunities, so resource leveraging. So I'm going to talk about this a little bit in depth in a few slides, but really it's talk about pooling resources together. Innovation and flexibility. So NPOs often bring some innovative approaches that can adapt quickly and that can complement the structured operations of government. And then community trust and engagement. So NPOs typically have a strong community tie and can effectively engage and mobilize the local residents. Some challenges is funding and sustainability, and again, we're going to talk about that in a few slides and how to combat that. Coordination and communication, so effective collaboration requires some clear communication, and that can sometimes be hindered by bureaucratic processes or differing organizational cultures. And accountability and measurement, so measuring the impact of the collaborative effort and ensuring accountability. And then, but however, despite these challenges, the benefits of collaborating between NPO and local government are significant, and by working together, they can create some synergies that enhance community development. So let's look at some sectors for potential partnership between NPOs and government entities. The first being education. So this could be school support services, after school programs, scholarships, educational advocacy, and these partnerships in education can really lead to improved academic outcomes and enhance extracurricular activities. So an NPO can provide tutoring, mentorship, and after-school programs, while local government can offer funding and facilities. So an example of this is establishment of a community learning center, which can provide safe space for students. The next is healthcare. The healthcare sector would be like preventative care, mental health services, substance abuse programs, maternal or child care, and this collaboration in healthcare result in better access to medical services. So an NPO can offer a specialized health program and outreach services, while the local government can support public health funding and infrastructure. An example is a joint initiative to offer mobile health clinics, which can bring essential health services to underserved areas. The next is the environment, and this could be environmental conservation, waste management, renewable energy initiatives, and really this would be a partnership that can enhance conservation efforts and promote that sustainability. An NPO could lead educational campaign and hands-on projects, while governments can implement supportive policies and provide the resources. An example of this, a collaborative project would be to clean and restore a local park, making it more enjoyable and a healthy space for residents to enjoy. And then finally, social services. This would be homeless prevention, food security, domestic violence support. This would can address some critical needs and provide comprehensive support to those in need. NPO often offers specialized services like shelters and food banks, while the local government can assist with funding and policy and coordination. A partnership may involve creating a comprehensive support center that can offer multiple services in one location, such as housing and job training and counseling. So let's talk a little bit about accessing funding and leveraging resources and support. So when it comes to funding, grants funding opportunities is a great opportunity for agencies to get grants from other government agencies and foundations and private sector organizations. In-kind contributions is another way of getting contributions from partners and supporters, like donations, goods and services, volunteer time. Joint fundraising initiatives, so collaborating with partners, which you can pool your efforts together and reach a broader audience. Other shared resources such as office space, equipment, and technology would be a great opportunity. Looking at utilizing each other's networks, so professional associations, online platforms, social media, community forums and events, and partnership databases are all great ways to kind of pool your efforts together to broaden your audience and utilize these networking opportunities to push the initiative and to fundraise. Engaging community stakeholders and citizens in partnership initiatives, really kind of conducting a community needs assessment and including the community, in public meetings and workshops to really get their input and make them feel a part of the planning and decision-making process. Volunteer programs, so getting volunteers involved, and then communication and outreach, and also creating a feedback mechanism to allow the community members to provide feedback about the initiative. So This concludes the training. I appreciate you participating and taking advantage of this. I hope you have a broader perspective of NPOs and how NPOs and governments can work together. And I'll be here to answer any questions you may have.